Welcome back to Andersen Acres. You know how much we love creating beautiful and functional spaces for our animals here on the farm. So today we're tackling a question I get asked all the time. Should you create a natural duck pond for your ducks? It sounds ideal, I know. Ducks paddling around a charming pond, looking beautiful, and it can be perfect. But it's not without its challenges. Just like any project on the farm, there are pros and cons to weigh before you grab your shovel and just start digging a pond. If you've ever thought about giving your ducks a more natural environment, you're not alone, but it's not as easy as it sounds. First, let's talk about the benefits of a natural duck pond. Ducks love water. It's where they feel happiest and healthiest. But what makes a natural pond a really nice option? Well, one of the biggest joys of raising animals is watching them enjoy life as nature intended. And ducks, with their webbed feet and love of water, are happiest when they can splash, dabble, and forage to their heart's content. A natural pond provides the perfect environment for these natural behaviors. Imagine your ducks dipping their heads beneath the surface of the water, hunting for tasty snacks, or preening their feathers by the water's edge. This isn't just about keeping them entertained, it's about enriching their lives and allowing them to express their natural instincts in a natural way. A happy duck is a healthy duck. Now, I know you might be thinking that a natural pond sounds like a lot of work, and you're not entirely wrong. The initial setup does require some effort on your part. But here's the good news. Once your pond is established, it can actually lower the maintenance than constantly cleaning and refilling artificial tubs or small enclosures. So think about it. In a well-designed natural pond, the ecosystem does a lot of the work for you. Beneficial bacteria break down waste. Plants help filter the water, and the natural water cycle just keeps things moving. Of course, it's not entirely hands-off. You still need to do some occasional maintenance. Things like removing excess debris and ensuring the plants are thriving, stuff like that. One of the things I love most about farm life is being surrounded by the sights and sounds of nature. And a natural duck pond? It amplifies that tenfold. A well-designed pond becomes a haven for all sorts of beneficial wildlife. You might see dragonflies flitting about, frogs basking on lily pads, or even the occasional fish darting beneath the surface, depending on the size of your pond. This biodiversity isn't just beautiful, it's beneficial for your pond's ecosystem. Frogs and fish can help keep the mosquito populations in check, and the variety of plants and insects provides a natural food source for your ducks. It's like creating a mini ecosystem right in your backyard. It's a reminder that our outdoor spaces are interconnected with the wider natural world. Here at Andersen Acres, we're all about sustainability and being mindful of our environmental impact. And that's just another area where natural duck ponds really do shine. So if you think about it, when you're constantly refilling small water containers, you're using a lot of water, and you're dumping a lot of water. But a natural pond, especially one supplemented by rainwater harvesting or a natural spring, can significantly reduce your water usage. The pond acts kind of like a mini reservoir, collecting and storing water a little more naturally. Evaporation is a factor, yes, especially in warmer climates, but with proper design and the occasional top-up, you can create a sustainable water source for your ducks. It's a win-win both for your feathered friends and for the environment. Now let's be honest, guys. A well-designed natural duck pond is just plain gorgeous. It adds a touch of rustic charm and tranquility to any farm or homestead. Imagine lush water lilies floating on the surface, cattails swaying gently in the breeze, and the sun glinting gently off the water. It's kind of like something out of a storybook. And it's not just about looks either. A natural pond can transform your backyard into a peaceful oasis, a place where you can relax, unwind, and enjoy the simple beauty of nature. So that being said, let's talk about some of the downsides to having a duck pond in your backyard. Creating a natural duck pond isn't a quick weekend project. It takes time, planning, effort, and a bit of an investment. Digging the pond, ensuring proper drainage, lining it to prevent leaks, and then adding soil, plants, and other features, it adds up. And depending on the size and complexity of your pond, it can be a significant undertaking. It's not a little thing. You might need to rent equipment, purchase materials, maybe even hire help if you can't tackle it all by yourself. It is important to go into it with your eyes open and with a realistic budget in mind. Just like any farm project, it's easy to get carried away with grand ideas. Let's face it, also, ducks are adorable. Yes, 100% adorable, but they're not known for their tidiness. They like to splash, dig, forage, and that can quickly turn a poorly designed pond into a muddy mess. And duck mud is a special kind of mud. It's sticky, smelly, it gets everywhere, and it's primarily made of their poop. That's why it's crucial to consider the size and shape of your pond before you start building. A smaller pond, while charming and sweet, is more susceptible to becoming a mud pit, especially if you have a lot of ducks. You'll need to create kind of designated digging areas with heavier planting material, or consider using a pond liner that extends beyond the water's edge to prevent erosion. And remember that a little planning goes a long way in preventing a muddy mess. Consider sand or gravel around the edges of the pond to reduce the mud. One of the biggest challenges with natural ponds is maintaining good water quality. Without proper filtration and maintenance, a pond can quickly become stagnant, leading to algae blooms, unpleasant odors, and even health risks for your ducks. Remember, ducks drink from their pond and they swim in it, so keeping the water clean is essential to their well-being. There are a few ways to tackle this challenge. You can incorporate natural filtration methods like aquatic plants and beneficial bacteria, or you can opt for a mechanical filtration system similar to what you'd use in a fish pond. Regular water testing is also crucial to monitor levels of ammonia, nitrates, and the pH of the water. Now let's talk about a less charming aspect of natural ponds, the potential for predators. A water source, like a pond, can attract unwanted visitors like raccoons, foxes, snakes, and even birds of prey. All of these guys might see your ducks as a tasty snack. It's an unfortunate reality, but it's important to be aware of the risks and take steps to protect your feathered friends. There are several things you can do to deter predators. Installing fencing around your pond, providing adequate shelter for your ducks, and even using motion-activated lights or sprinklers can help keep critters at bay. Also consider getting a livestock guardian dog like we have. They're not just for sheep and goats. You can also use them to protect your ducks. A well-trained dog can be invaluable to keep predators away from your duck pond. Finally, it's important to consider the challenges that different seasons can bring to a natural duck pond. If you live in a colder climate like we do, you'll need to take steps to prevent the pond from freezing over completely in winter. This might involve using like a pond heater or breaking up the ice regularly, or providing an alternative source of water for your ducks and shutting the whole pond down in the winter. On the other hand, dry, hot summers can also pose challenges. Evaporation rates increase, and without adequate rainfall or a supplementary water source, your pond can end up running dry. It's important to monitor the water levels constantly during a hot summer. Be prepared to add water as needed. Remember, a little planning and preparation can help you navigate these seasonal changes and keep your pond healthy year-round. Well, there you have it, guys, the pros and cons of creating a natural duck pond. It's a big decision and there's a lot to consider, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what's best for you, your ducks, and your property. If you're willing to put in the effort and are prepared for the challenges, a natural duck pond can be beautiful and rewarding, and it's a lovely addition to your homestead. But it is not for everyone. It might be more trouble than it's worth, and they are certainly expensive to get started. So if you simply can't afford it, or it simply doesn't match your homestead, then you just move on, do a pool, do tubs of water, whatever works for your farm. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.